This is a review of the Raspberry Pi 2. It's the Model B with 1 gig of RAM, and it came pre-installed with Kodi, which was actually really good. So here's what comes with it to begin with. So you've got your HDMI lead, which is 1.5 meters long. You've got an Ethernet cable here, which looks to be about 2 meters long. Might be slightly longer than that, maybe 3 meters. It actually comes with a BlackBerry charger plug, but obviously you can put on any adapter, so it's UK here, but yeah, you can put on an EU, US or whatever adapter. Now I think the reason this has been included is because this is a 5 volt 2 amp, and that means it allows you to use the USB ports at a slightly higher volt and ampage, because I believe some of the power supplies don't quite have enough juice to power higher powered USB devices. Then we've got the device itself, so your Raspberry Pi. That's obviously got your standard HDMI, USB power, 4 USB ports, a Ethernet port for your touch panel display as well. And this one, because it came with Kodi, it also came with a 8 gig memory stick, which is in here. I've already put that in. It also had an adapter to turn it into a SD card instead of a micro SD card. And here's the case that came for it as well. Quite nice, solid plastic, good solid feel to it. Doesn't feel, like it's going to fall apart in the next 5 minutes, so that's good. It actually clicks shut quite nicely as well. It's not going to sort of pop open randomly. Now these are wireless adapters, which I tend to use for PC repairs, just sort of testing out Wi-Fi. And this is actually a Neotex one. They're fairly cheap on sort of eBay, just a couple of quid each. But I tested it working with the device and it worked perfectly fine. So I'll pop that down there. So I'll set all this up and then I'll resume the video. We've now got the Raspberry Pi all plugged in to my monitor. I've also plugged it in over Ethernet just because I'm quite far from the wireless router. I'm also going to be using the TV remote from my other Android box, just because it was running this controller and it's a much nicer controller than plugging in a keyboard and mouse to use this. So I'm just going to go into the system settings first, just to give you an example of if you're setting this up wirelessly, what you want and how it's set up. So you just go to connections, you pick which one you want, and it'll ask you to pop in your password. Really simple, really easy, and you can also tell it obviously whether you want to use wireless or wired as your network. And it really is that simple on how to use it. It's not complicated at all. It's under the OpenLX, which is Linux Entertainment Center. I can't think what the first E means. But yeah, if you go to videos, I've already downloaded the Twitch add-on, which is what we're going to be using the box for. So you can just go into, say, featured streams, it'll say working, and then it'll come up with things like thumbnails. You can also arrange it by different views. So instead of thumbnail, I might want it set into the next view, which is widescreen, or next view, which is a list here. I quite like it in a list because you get the little thumb. And if you're using this to browse movies, it'll actually have sort of a summary of the film and the artist and publisher up there. So let's just pick one of these to pop on. So what should we go for? Let's see if we've got any sort of FPSs in here, so we can see sort of what the frames are like, what the frame rate's like. Cut up, there's a CSGO, there we go. So let's boot up a CSGO tournament. It's actually loading now. Okay, so the video's been paused, loaded pretty quick, but as you can tell the resolution on that's really good. I've actually set this to default to 720p. Okay, let's try this one, shall we? World record pixel art survival. Okay, let's see. So they are obviously building some Minecraft worlds. Now the quality of that's top notch. I mean, that's definitely 720. You could watch that on a 50-inch easy without any kind of problem. So all in all, really enjoyed the Raspberry Pi 2 Model B. Kodi ran fluidly, there was no issues, there was no problems, didn't find any form of delay or lag or any kind of drop in frames per second the whole time we were using it. I mean, I streamed Twitch to it, I didn't record it, but I've also watched some videos on there as well. They all seem to be running fine in HD, not a single problem. We actually have a dedicated box to it, and the Raspberry Pi runs a lot better than that dedicated box. We're going to probably purchase a good few of them. I've stuck some links below to the person we purchased them from Amazon. He was very good. It was almost instantly with us. I mean, we bought it on the Friday. It was with us by Monday morning. You can't get any better than that. The only thing I would criticise is that we got a white HDMI lead instead of a black one. And to be honest, there's a tiny niggle, considering how good the box is and how much use we're probably going to get out of them. So, yeah, hope you like the video, and leave a comment below if you want, and click the links. Thanks, bye.